Audio article by the Common Constitutionalist entitled President Trump, Don't Give an Inch on Your Immigration Crackdown. Let them protest all they like. Let all the lefty whack jobs gather en masse at every major city in the United States to protest President Trump's orders to halt immigration from 7 specific countries. Let them whine and cry over the stoppage of the ridiculous refugee relocation program from the Middle East and other majority Muslim nations, refugees who are overwhelmingly not Christian. Let them all continue to protest at a fevered pitch, for the louder and more obnoxious they are, the quicker they will peter out. No one can remain as angry as these crowds appear to be forever. It is doubtful the people can keep up this pace for even an entire week. They will eventually, sooner than later, tire of shouting, chanting, and lugging around signs and banners, and then as quickly as the events were organized, they will end and the crowds will disperse on their own. The trick for the Trump administration is to hold the line and don't back down from their positions. Don't give an inch, don't compromise. The left are masters at creating cracks in their opponents' lines. And we, and the Republicans all know that historically the Dems have had great success employing the divide and conquer strategy. It always happens one of 2 ways, or perhaps a combination of both. One is to give the Republicans and the general public the false impression the Dems wish to be reasonable and have a dialogue and work with the other side. Then they devise several points of contention, but ask the Republicans to maybe just bend on 1 or 2. That sounds reasonable, doesn't it? If the other side is stupid enough to give an inch, the Dems know they have developed the crack they need to wear down the enemy and eventually win the day. The other strategy is one of overwhelming blunt force, or at least the appearance that it is overwhelming. This strategy works well with both private sector corporations as well as mainly the spineless political class of the right, both politicians and pundits. Twitter campaigns created by few but made to look substantial, signed petitions and marches. Then bring establishment Republican types on every left-leaning cable news show to ask them to denounce the cause of the protest, knowing full well that at least some of these jellyfish will cave in an effort to look reasonable, in the eyes of the left, that is. Funny that they never seem to figure out that they're just being used by the left to create that crack. The combination method is to employ leftist organizations, like the many under the Soros umbrella, to employ the shouting, chanting, protest approach. At the same time, reasonable Democrats hit the airwaves to sympathize with Republicans by claiming they too wish the protests were not happening, but you must admit, they do have a point, right? This is all in an effort to get some on the right to put just a little distance between them and the administration. Once 1 or 2 on the right break, the Dems have their crack. They have their talking points to take on every show and to give to every media outlet describing how the Republican Party has fractured over this issue. My advice to the Trump administration is just to hold the line and don't give even an inch. No matter how many Republicans appear to break ranks, don't give in on the issue. Don't repeat the mistakes of every other Republican administration, including Reagan, of thinking you can actually form a partnership with, make a deal, or compromise with the left. You can't. They can't be dealt with. They must be defeated in every arena and on every issue, period. Thank you for listening.